You got your new exhaust? Now what? We noticed a lot of riders out there absolutely destroying their exhaust install and not in a good way. Here's 8 very simple steps to save yourself from expensive repairs and societal shame on the path to being a wild hog when it comes time to install exhaust on your bike. See if you guys can find all 8 of these steps to success. You're not going to believe how simple these are, so watch the end and become a real motorcycle today. So let's get started. Here we go. Beautiful pipes made of 304 stainless steel, constructed using our DOM stainless steel bosses and 3/8 thick stainless steel collars. At no point on these pipes will you find any of the tubing out of round or egg shaped. It is perfectly round from stem to stern to ensure the optimum experience for your motorcycle. Now, being stainless steel, they provide some wonderful benefits over a mild steel exhaust pipe. Stainless steel exhaust is guaranteed to give you a very long life of beautiful sound and wonderful performance. You know what? I'm gonna put these cotton gloves on so we don't get dirty fingerprints all over our exhaust. Now, at home, you may not have such luxurious trappings such as these. However, you can use just some simple nitrile gloves to keep your fingerprints off the exhaust. If you do happen to get fingerprints on there, just get some acetone and gently wipe off the stainless. If you leave fingerprints or grease on there, when you heat the stainless up, it will burn those fingerprints on the exhaust. So bear that in mind. Whenever you purchase exhaust from the site, do not forget to get those exhaust gaskets. If you don't have exhaust gaskets, you will get exhaust leaks. And that is no fun. It's hard to tune, it sounds weird. Exhaust gaskets on shoptjbc.com. Let's get back to it. We're gonna start with the rear pipe first. So I will take a spacer and a nut. I'm gonna get the exhaust up here in the port. Now, remember, use those fresh exhaust gaskets. You're gonna wanna get a set with your new exhaust. We've already got ours in there. I'll tip the pipe up like this and let it lean because it puts pressure on the collar. Don't have to worry about it falling off. I'm gonna take a spacer and a nut, get it up inside here on the bottom, thread those on the stud, real easy. Once you've got a nut and spacer on the stud, you can roll the pipe forward and put a spacer and nut on the back. This is how the nut and spacer go. Get this question all the time. Spacer goes on the stud first, then the nut. There we go. We can roll this up so we can get our hand underneath here. Now, please do not use your stock hardware with these. They will be too shallow. The nuts, the acorn nuts that come on your stock exhaust are not deep enough to accommodate this collar design. We've got the exhaust seated on the exhaust gasket. It's not tight. We want to make sure it's not loose either. Now, when you install these exhausts, adjusting each nut on the exhaust will move the exhaust like this on that same plane. So if you tighten one nut more than the other, it's going to make the exhaust do this. You tighten the bottom one, it's going to pull the exhaust this way. So that's why as I install pipes like this that sit next to each other, take your time in tightening down the nuts. Go little by little each time, measure them up until you get everything snugged down. Now remember, anytime you change your exhaust or intake, you must tune. So don't forget to pick up a performance tuning rebuild kit at shoptjbc.com. Front pipe, line up the collar on the studs, set it in there, get a spacer and a nut, and slip it onto the top stud. Lower stud, get a wrench, put the nut in here. I like to come around, get the spacer on the stud first with my hands, hold it on with my left thumb. I have the nut in my 12mm socket on extension. I can just go right in here, push the clutch cable down if need be, so I can get the socket aligned, and we're going to gently thread on that nut. Again, I'm not tightening these down. I'm just getting it to the point where the exhaust has seated itself against the exhaust gasket. And I want to tighten these evenly. There we go, too tight. Top one feels a little tight. At this point, you're gonna want to switch between a crow's foot and a socket for these. Socket works on the front. I use a deep wall socket. Some of your shorter sockets may not work on this because the stud sticks out. Mid-length socket may work, but I don't have mid-length, so all I have is deep and shallow. Now I'm going to the back of the rear pipe using my 12mm crow's foot wrench. I actually bought this, and you can see it's a little weird shape. That's because I took it to the grinder and shaped it a little bit just to give me extra space in there. And these don't take a whole lot of pressure to tighten them down. So this is kind of a different looking crow's foot, but you'll get them there a little fatter usually. You can trim one up for this project. You can get them pretty cheap online. So I'm going to go to the bottom nut, give this a little snugging. I want to kind of maintain the distance between the two, snug the top just a little bit. And now if you watch the pipes as you tighten the nuts on the studs, you'll see the pipes move a little bit as you tighten them. So work with that to align the pipes as best you can. Back to the crow's foot, back to the lower nut. Gonna do the top to counter that. Now you guys are watching me install this exhaust. Don't forget that we also have videos on how to tune your carbs, how to set them up and rebuild them. Check them out in the links below. Let's get back to it. Before these get too tight, we want to make sure that we are running these nuts and studs at the correct torque, because those studs, if you crank on them, can potentially pull out of the head, which is no fun for anyone. So in that case, you have two options. One, which is the expensive option first. You got to pull the whole head off and take it to a broken tap and die shop, or somebody who specializes in that kind of thing. The second option is to use a time cert. It is a 4-stage kit that actually has an insert that goes in the hole and reestablishes threads within the aluminum hole. I would highly recommend against a helicoil. If it is all you have, fine. But generally what happens is the heat from exhaust will render a helicoil's metallurgy ineffective at resisting torque with a nut. Some fun facts for you kids. Now that we have the proper torque wrench, we are set to 18 foot-pounds. We're going to check torque on the rear pipe. And go below, since I like the setting I have here. That's it, 18 foot-pounds. And up on the other one. There we go, 18 foot-pounds. Switch over to our deep wall 12mm socket. Quarter on that one. Keep an eye on that pipe. It will move. 18 foot-pounds. 18 foot-pounds. And that's where we stop. Now you've installed a beautiful set of stainless boot burners on your VT600. Have a great day.